The wagon rattled to a stop in front of the weathered ranch house, sending up a cloud of dust that caught the afternoon sun. Marcus Hayes stood on the porch, his calloused hands gripping the wooden rail as he watched two figures emerge from the dusty carriage. He had been expecting one woman, the mail-order bride whose letters had brought unexpected warmth to his lonely evenings over the past 6 months. What he hadn't expected was the frail, elderly woman being helped down by his intended bride. Elena's eyes met his across the yard, and he saw fear flicker in their dark depths. She was younger than he'd imagined, perhaps 25, with auburn hair escaping from beneath her bonnet. But it was the protective way she held the older woman's arm that made Marcus pause. The elderly lady, who he assumed was Elena's mother, moved with difficulty, each step seeming to cost her tremendous effort. Marcus descended the porch steps slowly, giving them time to steady themselves. He'd been alone on this Montana ranch for 3 years, ever since his own mother had passed. The silence had become unbearable, and the idea of a companion had grown from a distant thought to a genuine need. He placed the advertisement half hoping, half doubting anyone would respond. "Mr. Hayes," Elena said, her voice trembling slightly, "I must apologize. I should have told you in my letters about my mother." She paused, steadying the older woman who swayed slightly. "But I was afraid you wouldn't want us. She has nowhere else to go, and I couldn't leave her behind in Philadelphia. The consumption has weakened her terribly. If you wish to send us back, I understand. I have enough money saved for our return fare." Marcus looked at the two women standing before him, exhausted from their journey, vulnerable in their honesty. He thought of his own mother, who had worked herself to the bone helping him build this ranch, who had died before seeing it truly prosper. He thought of the evenings when her cough had echoed through these same walls, and how he would have given anything for more time with her. "My home has room for both," he said quietly, the words coming easily despite their magnitude. "There's a bedroom on the ground floor that will suit your mother well. She won't have to manage stairs. She requires constant care. She may never recover." Marcus stepped forward and gently took the elderly woman's other arm. "What's your name, ma'am?" he asked. "Catherine," the old woman whispered, her voice paper-thin but her eyes sharp and kind. "You're more generous than we deserve, young man?" "Generosity has nothing to do with it," Marcus replied. "It's just the right thing to do." The weeks that followed transformed the ranch in ways Marcus had never anticipated. Elena proved to be capable and hardworking, rising before dawn to help with the animals and cooking meals that filled the house with aromas he'd forgotten existed. But it was Catherine who surprised him most. Despite her illness, she had a gentle wisdom that permeated their conversations. She taught him about the herbs growing wild on his property, showed Elena how to make remedies from them, and in the evenings, Marcus found himself sitting beside Catherine's bed each evening, sharing the details of his day. She listened with genuine interest, offering insights that came from decades of living. When he confessed his fears about being a good husband to Elena, Catherine smiled and said, "You already proved your character the day we arrived. Everything else is just learning to dance together." Marcus and Elena's arrangement, begun in practicality and obligation, had grown into genuine affection. They worked side by side with an ease that spoke of deep compatibility. Her laughter had become the sound he most looked forward to hearing. One crisp October morning, Catherine called them both to her bedside. Her breathing had grown more labored, but her smile remained serene. "That's more than most mothers can claim. Marcus, you opened your home and heart without hesitation. That kind of goodness is rare. Promise me you'll take care of each other." Catherine passed peacefully that evening with both of them beside her, holding her hands as the sunset painted the room in shades of amber and rose. The wedding took place the following spring, beneath the cottonwood tree where Catherine's ashes had been scattered. As Marcus placed the ring on Elena's finger, he thought about how fear could have closed his door that dusty afternoon, how he might have turned away the greatest blessings of his life. Instead, 3 simple words had changed everything. He had discovered that his heart had room to grow beyond what he'd ever imagined possible.